Now that we have kind of began to establish the data sets that we want to kind of be in our map to produce our final analysis, we'll now want to begin to establish a base map. One option for doing this is using the drop-down located below the Add Data feature here. Right here, the option to add base map. Here we can click one of these options and it will add a different type of base map to our image. For our purposes, we have gone to Google Earth and we've actually exported an image and we've saved it, and we will be adding that to our file. We can add any JPEG, PNG, GIF, or TIFF to this image and have it georeference to the area that we want. If you're working in ArcCatalog and adding files into different folders throughout this process, you will need to right-click on the upper layer and refresh that layer in order to see the added files that you've placed in different folders. Otherwise, it doesn't know that you've added anything. And so if something's not visible, do that and it should become visible. So I'm just going to once again drag from ArcCatalog over and add my data, my image, to my map. And at the top here, you can see I have a georeferencing toolbar. If you do not have one of those open, simply go to Customize Toolbars, Georeferencing, and that will open up the toolbar. And I've just docked it here in my upper level. And so when you drag in an image, initially you won't be able to actually see it because it's not projected anywhere because it has no associated projection. So I'm going to right-click and zoom to the layer. And so what I've selected is kind of, when you begin, you want an image where you can find an object within it that's been permanent for a long period of time, but then you can relate back to the actual data. And so for us, this building is really isolated in this landscape, and so I feel like it will be a really easy target to have it georeference because we need to pick points that we can identify here that then are on our map. So I'm going to zoom to my buildings Thornton Creek layer. I'm going to turn off all my other layers. And I'm going to zoom into the area of this map where that building's located. And for us, it's located right here in the right corner. So I'm just going to use my mouse and zoom in using the roll bar. I can see that the building is located right here. And so what we can do is I can then zoom back. And so what first I want to do is I want to actually make sure that this doesn't have a fill color, and I want to turn all these red and make it thick so that way we can really see that edge nicely. So I'm going to zoom back to my image by just right-clicking and clicking Zoom to Layer. And I'm going to click this first button here. Something to be aware is that if you have multiple JPEGs, make sure that you're clicking the right, you have the right one selected that you want to georeference. Otherwise, you might not get the results that you're looking for. And so activate this first button and a crosshair become active. So you're going to want to click and choose a point first in the JPEG image, and you just want to click it once and then you can just drag the mouse away and you're going to see a 1 added. So then I'm going to come over to my table of contents panel. I'm going to right click and then click zoom to layer. So I'm going to zoom back in to my building and I'm going to select that same corner. I'm just going to click, and immediately what you see is it comes in and it kind of aligns those 2 points together. So I'm going to do this again. So I'm going to click along this edge, this corner. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click right there. And as you saw, that actually wasn't the right corner. And so unfortunately you cannot just undo in this. So what you can do if you accidentally pick the wrong, you can delete the control points and then reset, or for you it might say delete points or delete something else. Just click that or click reset transformation and then click this option if it's not available initially. So then I can zoom back to that layer, make sure this is activated once again, and start over. And so you can constantly go back if you make a mistake and start this process over again. So I'm going to zoom back in, click this corner, and now I know that actually it was that corner that I wanted to click. I'm going to click here, I'm going to zoom out again. I'm going to click right there. So as you can see, almost immediately, just from just those 2 points, things are beginning to line up very nicely. So if we move farther away from that building, we can though see that the orientation and some of the alignments are off a bit. So if we kind of move down, we can, unfortunately the resolution of this image isn't that great, so it makes it difficult, but say right here, click this corner, and we can click that, and so as you can see, it kind of better aligned all those as well. So you continue to do this until you have a base image that you like. And once you finish, and once you're happy with your selection and how you've aligned it, you can then say update georeferencing here, and that will update your map to have it permanently like this.